You're listening to Suburban Happy Hour with Anne Marie
and Julia,
the podcast where we make delicious cocktails
or mocktails,
and talk about everything under the sun.
because the best conversations happen at happy hour. Welcome back to another Suburban Happy Hour episode. This week we are drinking Mingle mocktails. This one is the flavor of cucumber melon mojito.
First sip test.
I think it needs some ice. It's not very cold. It is good though.
That's very
like
cucumbery.
It's pretty good. It's good. And it's only 60 calories. I found these at our local Binny's. So yeah, they have so many different options for mocktails because I was just going to get like zero Heineken, like zero proof or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? Let me see what Binny's has. And they had a whole selection of these things, wines, beers, like
So nice to see that they're coming
IPAs.
out with more non-alcoholic drinks. Like alcoholic, non-alcoholic
Right.
drinks.
I think it's, who said this? I think Haley said this, but ever since like COVID, I feel like the zero proof has become more popular just because people, I feel, truly went through something during COVID.
Yeah.
Because what else are you going to do locked up in your house?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm glad that this is an option because almost every like restaurant that I go to has some kind of mocktail option at this point, which is nice to see.
The only thing I don't like to see is like they're almost just as expensive as a regular cocktail.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Which that's like why like I've been straying away from like getting them at restaurants because it's like $16 for a mocktail. I'm like,
literally, because
$16.
like last year or even a year, like, you know, a couple years back, you could still get cocktails, not as often, but they'd be like, what, $7?
Yeah.
Maybe half the price of a cocktail, but now they're like 12.
Because
like,
it's just like juice. Like if I order juice off the menu, it's like $3. Like why? I get like they're putting a little extra love into it, like making it look cute, but like
it's not a whole nother $6
Yeah.
worth. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing, but it's still good that it's an option for those that want to participate.
Yes.
So yeah. But this week's episode, what are we talking about?
Travel.
Oh wait, check-ins. Do you have any check-ins?
No, because I feel like some of the things I would have checked in about we're going to talk about.
Okay.
We got home pretty much today. I got home this morning at 1:30 from California. So we'll just jump right into our travel. We're talking about travel today because we've been doing so much of it already this year. We've been to three places so far. So we're just going to kind of dive into that and talk about the importance of traveling at such a young age and then some travel tips we might have and some funny stories we have from traveling all these places that we've been. So
yes, I'm excited. Travel is like our number one thing. I think you guys know that. I feel Dylan always laughs and says that the two things we talk about is travel and then relationships. And I'm like
what else is there to talk about?
What else is there to talk about? Damn. So with that being said, let's start off with going over where have we been thus far. I think we can just list out all the places we've been, just really run it through, and then we can focus on the places we've been to together. So for me, the places I've been internationally are going to be Mexico, Canada, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Peru, Iceland, Italy, Poland, and Thailand. The states are California, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, Florida, Louisiana, Nevada, Colorado, New Hampshire, Maine, Indiana, and New York.
Okay, so the places I've been international are Italy, France, Mexico, Spain, Canada. And then we're going to Germany, Amsterdam, and
Austria.
Austria, that's what it was, in Austria. And then I've been to Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Indiana, New York, Oklahoma, Nevada, Michigan, Washington, Wisconsin, and is Washington, D.C., like Virginia?
I know
it's like the District of Columbia, but like, so I've been there.
Okay.
And obviously Illinois.
Oh, yeah, obviously. We live here. So, yes, those are our lists. But focusing on our favorite places and memories we've been to, I'll let you take the floor with this one.
So, yeah, when I'm asked, like, what's my favorite trip that I've ever been on, I would say definitely Europe, like the whole Europe trip, because it was that month-long trip and I just got to see so many cool things. I've tried so much good food, and it was just like, that was like a once in a lifetime experience. Like, I don't think I'll ever get the opportunity to go back to Europe for a month. So that was so much fun. And then another one is Key West. Key West. If you have never been to Key West, you need to go. It is so much fun. We went with my family.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is this
like
the one where like
years
Billy
ago?
and
Yeah,
okay.
and Haley came. Haley comes on literally like all my family vacations with us. But yeah, we went to Key West, and it was, and this is in Florida. It's so much fun. It's just like
is
this
it all the way
little
down south, or where is it?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And you get to like drive golf carts around the whole thing. Like, me and Haley rented like a Vespa scooter, and I was like driving her around like on the little, it was just so much fun. Like, along the coast we were driving, and the nightlife is so fun. Just like the people that you meet out there is just like,
I can just imagine,
so much fun.
Whenever I think of Florida, I think of like the Gator show.
Yeah,
it's like these yeehaw people that are just there to have a good time, or the locals are just like, they don't care.
Yeah, no, it was
They're
just like such an experience. And me and my family, we go on vacations a lot together. So it was like my aunts, my cousins, and I would have to say, hands down, like, this was the best trip.
Yeah.
Like, just overall good vibes all the way through. It was so much fun. It just, yeah, I just loved it, literally every minute of it.
God, I just love, like, I don't know. Is Key West, like, is it an older town? Like, older people live there? Or is it like a mix
I think
of
like people go there
and
to like retire, but like when we went, there was people our age.
Okay.
And like the bars were literally packed. Like, we did karaoke there too, and it was just like,
I'm getting like Jersey Shore vibes. I've never been to the Jersey Shore, but is it like kind of like a boardwalk with a bunch of shit going on?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds fun. God,
It was so much.
Like, little,
I just love those places
like
where you can like rent the golf carts and like drive around. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that makes the experience like so much
It's
better.
more intimate,
like,
right?
Yeah, like Billy and Carmen, they rented like one of those like slingshot cars.
Oh,
and
God.
Then me and Haley were on the scooter. It was just like so fun.
That's fun. Because that's like, it feels like that from what you're describing. It's more so like small town feel. This is kind of a sidetrack, but we were just in San Francisco literally yesterday. And no hate to the people who live in San Francisco. Obviously, like, you love it there. Good for you. Like, that's your place. But it's just so the opposite of what you're explaining. Like, San Francisco is very busy. There's a lot of cars, a lot of traffic, a lot of people. And it's like, it's not like carefree. I feel like everybody has a place to go. Like, they're not fucking around. And it's just, it's so different than, maybe there's just a whole down south. It's like so much more chill maybe too. But I don't know.
But I think that's just like the difference between like a city and like stuff like that. Cause like I was saying on that trip, like, I'm just not a city girl. Like, I could not live in the city. I'm not made for the city.
No,
I don't
neither.
like the pace of the city. I don't like anything about the city.
Me neither.
And I like to visit.
Yeah.
And I'll like to go out down there. Like, they have like such good food, like in all big cities and
all
stuff.
that stuff. But it's just,
I couldn't
the
live my
lifestyle.
whole life in the city. It's just not.
right.
It's not for me.
And then also where the Key West is so different from where you're at too, because I'm sure the people like coming from like that Key West or even San Francisco, whatever, would come to like where we live and they're like, what the fuck do you guys do? Like, there's nothing to do here.
Yeah.
Which is what we say too. It's obviously not like rural Illinois in the middle of the cornfields, but it's still not the city. But it's just so interesting how people find their place, and you know, whether they love it or not, like, they make it work. So yeah, that Key West just reminds me of like a boardwalk type of feel. Like,
you definitely have to go. It's just like
fun.
There's something in the air in Key West. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
it's good vibes all the time.
Okay. For my favorite places, I wrote one of them was Peru. So Peru was me, my mom, and Dylan. And it was so much fun. Like, the three of us had a blast. My mom would like drink with us. She'd keep up. Like, she had such a fun time. It was a trip for her because we went to Machu Picchu. That's one of her like things she wants to do before she dies. And she finally got to see it. So that was really cool. Yeah, it was really special. But just Peru in general really took me by surprise. I was not expecting, number one, their cuisine is so good. Like, I rave about it all the time. Their food was so good. So that's what I really liked about it. Obviously the sights, like Machu Picchu was otherworldly. Like when we were up there
Is that
in the
a
mountains.
mountain?
Yes, you have to like hike up it. Like people take like a 3-day hike up, or we took the buses. Holy shit, guys, the buses, it was the side of a mountain. I'm not kidding. Like a big ass bus. And the road was, you couldn't, both buses couldn't come like at the same time.
Oh yeah, you had to wait.
So you had to wait. And he would like literally have to like back up. And I'm not kidding that like the back of the bus was off of the edge of the cliff. I was like this the whole time. My head was buried in Dylan's shoulder. I'm not kidding. That was the most anxiety I've ever experienced in my life. But they do this every day.
Gosh.
But it was very scary to get up there. But it took us like half an hour just to drive up there. Mm-hmm. So, but once you got up there, it was like, have you ever seen King Kong Skull Island?
No.
If you Jurassic Park,
yes,
girl. Like that. That's what it felt like. It felt like a fucking dinosaur was gonna like pop up. It was so crazy, and like the cloud. Oh my god, it was amazing. So that was really cool. And then Lima, which is like one of the big cities. I believe it's the capital. I don't know. Either way, but it's like a beach. It's a coastal city. So everything's like on like a drop off. And then we walked to the beach. There's a bunch of surfers. It was just so different and from what I was expecting. And then we went to Cusco. Oh my god, it was just, I don't know. I've never been anywhere like that.
Like a once in a lifetime trip. I would love to see that.
Learning about the Incas and all that stuff, how they like made everything is just, they still don't understand how they made it all those years ago. So it was just really cool in general. My second one was Iceland. I would never live there ever. Never ever, because it's just cold.
Yeah.
But like the terrain, it was just so pretty. Like the black sand beaches, the icebergs, like all that stuff was just so pretty. The people were very kind, which was really cool. The food, they don't really have a cuisine. It's just like fish. So I'm not a fan of fish, but I wouldn't rave about their cuisine, but like,
didn't you guys really like some soup you had there? That green soup, was it broccoli soup?
I don't know.
I think Haley had it.
Maybe. Haley's a big broccoli cheddar girl, so maybe. But it was cool. Like Reykjavik was really cool just to explore that. And there was a festival going on when we got there. So like all like the young people were out on the streets. So it was really cool to see that too. And then my last one was the Amalfi Coast. And
oh yeah, that was
it's just
so beautiful.
It's just beautiful.
Like,
that's all you can really.
I kept like looking at it when we were on the boat, and I'm like, how am I here right now?
Yeah,
like,
and how are people living here?
This looks like a painting. This is crazy.
Yeah. And just the water was beautiful. Like, it was just otherworldly too.
And that's so true. Like what you said just about like, how do people live here? Everywhere I go, like, that's so beautiful. I'm like, damn, like people live here. Like people grew up here. Like, what? Yeah.
It's just crazy. That's what like even when we were in San Francisco, like these kids were trying to like catch to run a bus and stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
you live here.
Like holy shit. Like you're just going to school, typical life, like
literally
getting on the bus with your friends. Like it's so crazy how like in different parts of the world, just like how people live their life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And it's like they're living their life as we're living. That's why I think why it's so important to travel is because
no, that was
you were so much bigger.
Yeah.
Oh my God, wait, we have to include that story for the funny stories when you're in the restaurant.
Oh no, but I was saying you were literally like, I'm getting so emotional right now. And I was like, me and Haley were like, why? You're like, the people next to me are literally living their lives.
Yeah. No, but it's true. And like when you are not in the comfort of your little bubble, it makes you think like, it's not just me. It's not just my world. Like there's so many other people living in so many different places that are like doing the same thing that I'm doing in their own version. It's just, it opens you up. I think it just gives you a perspective on life that if you don't leave where you're from, you're never gonna, you can like, sure, you understand the concept of, oh, somebody's living in like India right now, you know, doing whatever they're doing. But it's like, until you're there, do you really understand that?
I know. It's so hard to like, let it click until you're actually physically there, like seeing it happen. But no, I think that's a perfect little segue into like the next topic of the importance of travel.
Yeah.
Because it is so important to like go out and see those things. Because like what Julia was laughing at earlier is we were sitting in this restaurant, or even just like the whole day, like I was looking at the ocean and we were doing
emo as fuck, guys. Like This bitch. Okay, wait. Before you start this story, so it was like we were in Carmel by the Sea, and we had a view of the ocean from our hotel. I'm gonna set the scene. So we had just gone back from shopping. We're tired. We have 2 hours before we can go to dinner, right? So we're relaxing. I go onto the balcony and start reading my book. Amory comes and she's doing her own thing. All of a sudden, she looks over to me. She's like, I think I'm gonna cry. I just look at her. I'm like, okay, do it. And this bitch puts in her headphones and just is crying. Like, not loud, but she's just crying. And I'm like, okay. And I go back to reading. But anyways, that's the setup here of what's going through this girl's brain. Because I don't even know why you were crying.
The ocean does something to me. I don't know. The ocean, this like sounds corny as fuck. Like, makes me feel so small and so insignificant. Like that. No matter like what you're going through, like who gives a fuck? Like this world is so much bigger than you. And it really like, the whole day I felt like I had a heavy heart.
Yeah, I could tell.
And I was like literally crying the whole day.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I was like sitting at dinner and we had like this beautiful, like it was like a 360 view of the ocean. And I was like looking out at it and like the sun was setting and I was like tearing up. I was like, nice I am not okay. And then Haley literally so fucking emotional.
And Haley has the best quote. She's just like, just live your life. Like as long as you're happy and like you try, like it's gonna be okay. And like in her fucking Haley fashion, just
oh my gosh,
it's okay to be sad. And I'm just looking at her.
It's not that I was even sad. Like I was just like overwhelmed. Like I don't even know why. Like but that is like one reason you just have to like get out and actually see what the world has to offer because it's beautiful and
it really is. And I think like how you were saying, I think just like seeing how, for example, the ocean, we had a whole fucking tangent about the ocean after that. And it's so big and vast and just, you're really just like a little human, like in this big, big world. And as sad as it sounds, when you die, the world will still continue. And like, like it is what it is, you know?
It's just so crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And it really, you don't have that perspective, I feel, until you like actually get out and start to see things and experience things because it's crazy.
Yeah. We got so lucky, by the way, with that restaurant. Like,
oh, I know.
We should actually, I don't know if we can like tag it or something, but either way, it was like literally the whole Pacific Ocean you could see from our thing. And it was so cool. We kind of figured out the whole trip. We were like, where's north? Where's south? Trying to be whatever. And as the sun was setting, it was like directly, if you were to go straight across the Pacific, the first body of mass, like land you would hit would be Japan. And we were like looking at the time in Japan, it was just about to be noon. And like as the sun set, it went away. It's like noon there. And I was like, oh my God, like it's just so cool. I don't know. This whole thing was just like, it was cool to see it all. But yeah, I don't know. It was beautiful. It really was. But yeah, like just getting out of your house and getting out of where you're from, I think is important because it does open you up to, first of all, besides going somewhere else, it's just like different kinds of people. Like, I don't know if you were like listening on people's conversations like around us just throughout the whole trip I was, and so many people that were where we were had like been talking about Africa or like Paris and like all the places they've been to. There was these girls behind us went to Alcatraz Island. They were talking about how hard it was to get their Chinese visa. And, like it was just so cool to just like be surrounded by people with like a like mind, I guess, in a way, like that they appreciated that. And I don't know, it's just you meet very interesting people along the way. When you take trips like that too, and you get to meet people from all walks of life, which I think is important. So
yeah, and I feel like you learn a lot about yourself too when you're traveling and you're on trips. Like no matter what you're doing, I just feel like overall it's like a really good learning experience, whether you're actively like looking to learn something, like going on tours or learning about history, or just like by everyday things, like you're just like learning something new. And I think that that's just really beneficial. Like, I'm so glad that I was so fortunate to grow up in a family that also really enjoyed to travel, because we, like, I mean, and we didn't go anywhere crazy. Like, to love traveling or whatever, you don't have to go to Europe or whatever. Like
right,
we would go to Wisconsin, but we would like do these trips together and like get out of the comfort of our own area.
Right.
And just experience new things together. And it was just amazing. Like I have such good memories from that. And like I said, I learned so much just through that.
Right.
So just like even if you don't have like the money to do anything crazy, like
just take a road trip somewhere. Even like within Illinois, like down 5 hours south, there's like the Garden of the Gods.
Why the hell is so Illinois beautiful. So fucking big? And like in Europe, you can drive 5 hours and be in a completely different country. I'm like,
America's huge. Like as a country, our country is very big and it has a lot to offer. So international travel is not, you don't even have to do that. You can see so much just here. And I think just seeing how other people, I think the whole point of traveling is to see how other people live, for me at least.
Yeah.
Because even here, when I picked up my cats, it was in central Illinois. I'm like, this is so different from how I live and how I grew up. And it's just like, it opens your eyes to just, all the different possibilities and how people, do their thing. Oh, yes. Yeah. So how Amory was saying how she would go with her family, I would say the same. My mom really likes to like explore places too. So when we were younger, with a like bunch of kids, it's not easy to afford something, like that. So even like a little road trip would be fun too, because we would it would be me and my mom, but then we would travel with like a group of like our adopted family here, and they have bigger families and more mouths to feed and stuff, and it's expensive. So what we would do, we'd just take like little road trips and then come back for the night,
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, just like, exploring just even the areas around here, like Michigan, Wisconsin, things like that. So yeah, definitely. And then moving on to our stories throughout our traveling days. You can start with yours first. We can switch
just
off.
Bounce, back and forth. This first one, it's very recent. And it happened just in our last trip.
Yeah.
And I just I can't. So we're in Carmel and whatever, we were walking around the town and waiting for dinner reservations, and the dinner reservations ended up we couldn't go early. So we were like very close to our hotel. So we were like, okay, like let's go back. Julia needed to stop in a store to buy a sweatshirt that she wanted, whatever. Not important. So me and Haley ended up going back to the hotel, and long story short, a little backstory, we needed to switch rooms. So something happened in our other room that we were in, and it just like wasn't okay for us to be in there anymore. So they switched our rooms, and this guy came like a bellhop at the hotel. He came and he helped us move all of our luggage.
The importance is we were on the first floor.
Yeah. First floor, and he helped move all of our luggage up to the third?
Upstairs.
Just up to the top. It was just like a very small hotel,
right.
Whatever.
And it was stairs too.
Yeah, and like no elevator, no nothing. So he helped us carry our bags up the stairs. So whatever that happens, like we're like, thank you. Mind you, this man carries up like 3 bags. Like he had to keep coming down from one room to the next and, help us get all of our stuff situated in the new room. So we're out, then we come back, me and Haley, and I'm like fumbling through my purse to try and find my key to get back into our hotel room. And Haley's like standing there, like watching me look for this key. And then all of a sudden you hear like, and we see our doorknob fucking wiggling. And Haley looks at me, and I look at Haley. I look at the door. I'm like, well, you're here. I'm here. Who's in there? Like,
yeah, Julia's in our room
store right now. Our door swings open. The bellhop guy pops his head out, and he's like, hi, I'm in here to fix the plumbing.
Because that's the reason why we moved.
Yeah, there was like a plumbing issue downstairs, and he was like literally did not know what to do. He was like moving his head, his hand, like he could barely open our fucking door to like get it open for us. And he's like, they sent me up here to fix your plumbing. And I'm literally like giving this guy like the dirtiest fucking look, like, okay. And he's like, yeah, like what was the name under your reservation again? And Haley's like, says her last name. She's like, it's Haley. And he's like, yeah, Haley. They said that I should come up here and fix your plumbing. I'm literally looking at this fucking guy. Man has no tools in his hand. He's wearing jeans. Like not that that's like he's in like
a nice fit clothes. Not like
I'm gonna fix your plumbing.
Yeah, he's not wearing like plumbing clothes.
Yeah, and nothing. And I'm literally like, I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't even like say anything to this guy. I'm just like literally looking at him and whatever. So he like frantically like walks out of our room, walks down the stairs, and he's like, still very frantic. Like he was definitely in there to
do something bad. And you guys caught him.
Steal something. Yeah. And we caught him. And for some reason, I'm the only one that's panicking. Julia and Haley are like, no, maybe he left something in there. Maybe he like really thought this was I don't know, like maybe he was really trying to fix the plumbing. And I'm like, guys,
not one tool.
Not one tool.
Actually, to my defense, I wasn't there, so I didn't know
that we switched rooms and that the issue was downstairs because he helped us bring all of our stuff up.
Yeah.
He knew the room that was like, and I was just like, Julia was really like, maybe he was having a one-night stand and left something in here because he thought the room was going to be vacant and he needed to grab it. And I'm like,
hey, I don't know.
These are the types of things that get you seriously injured if you were by yourself and you had that type of mentality.
So, but yeah, that was, I mean, Amory just called me because I was still at the store. I was like, girl, I don't know. But then you reported it down to the office, so
yeah. But it was just so funny. I'm like, literally, why am I the only one like that's freaking out right now?
Yeah, you're definitely the more cautious one out of the three of us. So
yeah, when a random guy is in your room and if he had maybe a better excuse, it would have been different. Like,
confident about what he was saying,
but like he was visibly like flustered. Like he did not know what to say, what to do. The way he even like fumbled to open the door. Like if he like opened it was like, oh, hey guys, like I'm so sorry. Like I was up here fixing this, like, or whatever, making sure, like, I don't even know.
Right.
But he was literally like me and Haley looked at each other for a good like 10 seconds. Like, why is our door not
that? I really wonder what he was in there for. Either way.
I mean, we checked all of our stuff. I checked like all of the places for like a camera or something.
Right.
Like we swept the room, and then I literally shoved a door underneath.
Oh yeah, the chair underneath the fucking door, and I was
to like make sure nobody can actually like get in when we're in there. But that was just scary. So when you're on vacation, always be super cautious. It's better to be safe than sorry. You don't know what's going through other people's minds.
This is true.
You need to be cautious.
This is true.
Especially when you're a group of girls, unfortunately.
Yeah. You
need to be careful.
I agree. But yeah, I just wish I had been there when he was like...
If you would have been there, you'd have been like, all right, we should probably call the cops.
Yeah. But I fortunately was not. So for me, my first story is... So going to Peru... We had a connecting flight. So the flight was from here to New York, JFK, and from JFK to Lima. So whatever. Our flight to JFK, everything is good. We get there. It was like an overnight flight. So we get there around, let's say, like 11. Our flight for Lima was leaving around like 12:30. So we had plenty of time to, get to the gate. Mm-hmm. So whatever. We land and I get a text. Sorry, your flight to Lima has been canceled. La da 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 da. I said, okay, like, no problem. They'll just probably like put us up in a hotel because they gave us, at that time, they had not given us an alternate like flight or anything. So I was like, okay, no problem. We're going to just probably get put up in a hotel and we'll leave in the morning. So we get there. And first of all, I forgot the name of the airlines. Latam Airlines. Couldn't fucking find their kiosk for the life of me. We were running up and down. That airport's huge. Really? It's a big, big airport. So I think flew there like United, which is domestic, and then we had to get to the international wing. Mm-hmm. So by the time we got to the international wing, it's like already like 12. So and our flight was supposed to be leaving at 12:30. And so but we hadn't gotten notice that it was canceled. So whatever. We're like running up and down trying to find Latam. It's not there. So whatever. I'm calling customer service. And this is when I was starting to get fucking pissed off because I'm calling customer service. It's like 12:30 at this point in the morning. We're tired. We have all of our shit. Like we just want to like figure this out. And this man goes, so I give him the flight information, like flight number 1234 got canceled. Like, what do you want us to do? He's like, ma'am, there is no flight 1234. I'm not sure what you're referring to. There is, however, a flight at 10 a.m. tomorrow for Lima. I said, okay, like I understand, but like, are you going to
what happened to my flight?
What happened to my flight? And like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sleep at the airport? Like, are you guys going to do something like pay for a hotel like how most airlines would? He goes, well, ma'am, because there is no flight 1234, we can't really do anything for you. Like what, like we can't reimburse you for something that I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, I started to think I was fucking crazy. I was like, okay, so was there really no flight? But no, I'm like, it's here. It says on, you know, like Google flight tracker canceled and it's this, and I'm reading it to him. He goes, well, on our end, we can't see this flight. Like this flight was never scheduled. I was like, oh my fucking God. So whatever. We ended up paying for our own Uber and our own hotel. This is the best part. I was just trying to just get us into any hotel. So we ordered the Uber and I thought it was like a hotel like nearby. It said it was like maybe like 3 miles away. I was like, okay, that's not bad. The second we get into the fucking Uber, you know what the Uber says to me? He goes, you guys are going to a really shady part of town.
Oh my gosh.
I literally
at like 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning.
Like great.
At this point, Dylan and my mom, like my mom was just staying quiet. Dylan's like, are you kidding me? Like, Julia, what did you just book? I said, I don't know. I'm just trying to book a freaking, like, it was a Hilton. I was like, I'm just trying to book. So the Uber driver's like, I mean, I can take you there, but I mean, I wouldn't stay there if I was you driving. He's like, do you want me to go somewhere else? Mind you, the Uber was already like $60. So I'm like, I don't know. And the hotel had, like, I ordered it. There was no cancellation. I paid like $150 for it, whatever. It wasn't a lot. But I'm like freaking out. I'm like, okay, like, are we going to get shot? Like, what do you mean it's a shady part? He's like, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I wouldn't stay there. Why didn't you just book this hotel here? I was like, I didn't fucking see it. Like, I'm just trying to book anything at this point because I'm talking to people who are incompetent on Latam Airlines. And then, like, I'm trying to book a hotel at the same time. Mm-hmm. And, like, it was just not working. And I think Dylan was trying to book a hotel, but it also wasn't, whatever. It was like a shit show. So, whatever. We end up getting to the hotel. Let's just say it's not the nicest area, but whatever. We just get in, lock ourselves in our room. We wake up the next morning and everything is fine. But it was just, and then we find the thing where Latam is. It doesn't have its own thing. It was part of this other airline. I forgot what it was called. It's like a 2-in-1. So they didn't have like their own kiosk. Mm-hmm. And so I walk up to the lady. I'm like, yeah, like we were here yesterday trying to get this figured out. She goes, oh, we were here. I said, no, you fucking weren't. These people are liars. They were like, we were here. We were giving out vouchers for everybody who missed that flight. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I said, you're such a fucking liar because I was here for an hour and a half trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we were right here. I was like,
oh, I don't think
it was a ghost land in that airport.
Oh my gosh.
So anyways, it's not really that funny, but it was just funny because I was literally thinking,
but that's so on point for you. Like just that whole situation.
It was insane. I just literally thought that I was going nuts. I was thankful Dylan and my mom were there. I'm like, am I crazy? Like,
yeah.
But no. So whatever. It got figured out. I don't think we ever got reimbursed for any of it, but whatever.
That's
we got
so
there.
annoying.
We had a great trip.
Yeah. Lucky that happened like right away, and then you were able to still like enjoy and just kind of get that out of your mind.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Sometimes the traveling portion of getting places doesn't,
dude, it was just
work all that well.
They were just a bunch of liars. That's what really got me.
Yeah.
And the Uber driver, I can take you back.
I can take you somewhere. That would piss me off. Like,
just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Like, thank you for letting me know, but shut up.
First thing he says, you guys are going to a bad part of town. I said, all right.
All right. Thanks for nothing.
Whatever.
No, that's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but no, like the traveling part kind of goes along with my next story. This one's quick, but people in frickin' Europe drive like maniacs. So my caution to you, if you're ever going to Europe, if you get motion sickness, you need to pack like a Xanax or something stronger than a Dramamine because it ain't gonna cut it.
What are you, Zofran?
Yeah, that's like nausea medicine.
Oh.
Maybe like I don't know. I don't even know if that would cut it. we were all coming. Where are we coming back from? The cooking?
From the cooking class.
We're coming back from a cooking class in Italy, and this is kind of like her bus story, which was like in Peru, like the streets weren't as narrow, but like they were like winding
yeah.
and stuff like that. So the winding roads plus
we had a 3-course meal,
crazy
that we just
people, like driving, plus eating all of this food, plus my motion sickness. It just did not equal a good time. So the whole ride down, I'm literally sitting in the back seat. Mind you, there's like a bunch of other people in the car too. So it's like a little hot. It's like a little, it's not the best. I am fighting my inner demons. Like, please do not throw up. There are so many people in here, but I was so sick. I was like, when you get really sick, you start to like sweat. Yeah. I was sweating. I was beating sweat. My stomach was hurting. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like make it, Sitting there. Thank God. It comes our stop. I step 1 foot out of this little bus. I projectile vomit.
It was bad. The second I was like, what the fuck just happened? I was
fighting for my life. In every single car ride that we took in Italy, but that one was the worst. Yeah. Like, also the one when we were going to the beach club, I was having a panic attack because it's like these narrow things, these people that are driving, like, obviously they feel comfortable because they've done this before, but like, we haven't.
The brakes on those cars probably get changed every half a year.
Yeah. And they're like going around so fast. He's like honking the horn, making sure no one's coming, like flipping it. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I remember that. I was literally fighting for my life that whole trip. But the worst was when I literally just projectile vomited. As soon as I
like 3 times on the way because we had to walk from our bus stop back to the hotel. Yeah,
I'm just thankful like my body was able to hold it because if that would have come out on the bus, I don't even.
It was bad.
That would have been Puke City because I feel like multiple people would have thrown up at that point. Yep. That was not good.
Moving on to another story I have about Italy. So, like when you hear about Italy, you always think of like these attractive people, like, obviously me and the girls are into men. Like that's our preferred gender. I have a boyfriend, but I can still appreciate a good looking person. So we were quite disappointed with the people there. Like the Italians, I was like, where are my
until
what the fuck is that guy from that book?
Oh yeah,
365. Like what's Massimo? Whatever. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Either way, I was expecting to see that like left and right. No, not the case. Until we took a little boat tour, and unfortunately, he was not our tour guide. But either way, he works for the same company. So we had our boat tour. We were coming back, and we were docking the boat. And we were literally just talking about, like, where the fuck are all the guys? Me and Emery are minding our business, taking our stuff, like about to get off the thing. And all of a sudden, we're walking down the dock.
All of a
sudden, we turn our heads. And holy shit.
This man took my breath away. I think I gasped.
I think you did too. Were you the one who saw him first?
Yes. And then I literally was like, Julia.
Literally,
look at
guys,
that guy.
He was doing like he was pulling up the anchor.
Oh my God.
I'm not making this shit up. He was pulling up the anchor, tatted, dark, handsome, ripped. I was like, oh my God. He was so cute, guys.
No, he was not cute. He was beautiful. Like sexy.
Yeah,
like,
he was
hot.
Yes. I think that's what it
I've never seen a man look like that in real life.
Honestly, like, you're right. He wasn't cute. He was like a beautiful, gorgeous, like, sexy man. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Oh, it was so nice. And it was for like
literally
2
took
seconds.
My breath away.
Literally.
And he was like smiling while he was pulling it.
I was like,
oh my God. Like, oh my. Wait, are you guys hiring?
Our job here? Our tour guide was a girl. She was really pretty too. Yeah. I was like, if they have not hooked up, come on now.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really like truly I've never seen a like better looking person in real life to this day.
I know.
It was amazing.
Gosh. It was just that was the best thing that happened that day.
Yeah.
And we went to the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah, and we did a tour of the Amalfi Coast on a 3-hour boat trip.
And
so
that was literally the best thing.
Oh God, yeah. So that was fun. That was really fun.
No, but that kind of goes into like the people that you meet. I know you wanted to talk about that.
Oh
like
my
just
God.
the people you meet on vacation is just it's so crazy. Like you meet these people and like the chances of you like ever seeing them again are like very, very slim to none. It's just crazy. Like you like can talk to these people and like hang out with them and
they just are kind of like a memory. I remember in Iceland, it was one of our last dates. We were at one of the lagoons and there was like this big group of people having like a lot of fun, whatever. So me and the girls like walked over and we started talking to them. And there was this man and he was from California. And literally he said that he back in the day bought like 3 investment properties, but they were like commercial. And one of them is now rented to like a high-end like marijuana company and the other ones are like offices. And he solely makes his income off of that. He makes like
that is
like
I wish.
I think like $75,000 a month is what he was saying he brings in.
Oh,
so basically,
good.
He travels now full time,
Good.
like always traveling. And he was just telling me like the importance of just investing in real estate and all this stuff. And it was just so cool to just like kind of hear how he had a whole lot to say just about his life and stuff. But for example, like that was somebody like really cool to me. And then going off of what you were saying was how like you meet these people and then you'll never meet them again. In Thailand, we were on an excursion. We were in a group, me and Cheyenne, and literally 2 of the girls that were there were cousins with a girl we went to high school with, and they lived 20 minutes away from us.
So crazy.
And then in Italy, we had met this group of people who literally live in a town 45 minutes away from us.
Yeah. It's so crazy how that works. Like you could be literally across the world and run into people that live so close to you or even like that, like I don't understand.
And it was just
how
like
are we here at the same exact time?
Right. And the same
weird.
like thousands of miles from home.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And I don't know. I think that's just so cool. And just, like running into people, meeting people that you just will never meet again, but you kind of just follow their story on like Instagram or social media, whatever, however you connect, and just seeing like some of the people I met in Thailand when I was 18, like now have kids and are married and, all this, it's just so cool to see, and they'll always be like a memory.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's so like, also we were sitting at dinner. That was that girl, like, the people you meet on vacation. She was literally telling people like her whole life story.
Oh yeah.
In this nice ass restaurant. She's so loud. But she was like, she had like a dark story too. And she was just like yapping away. And like these people are just like, they just met on vacation. Like as soon as you leave this bar or this dinner table, like you're never going to see them again, but you know this whole lady's life story now.
Literally. It's so interesting to me. Yeah. How that happens. And I think people are on vacation, they're a lot more like open and happy and because at the end of the day you're never going to see that person again.
That's true.
Especially if you don't like exchange social media or anything. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Do I have any other during the whole fucking time in Italy, I don't know how Haley put up with your ass, but Amory's a very like punctual person. So let's say our train was leaving for wherever at 2:30. This bitch was on the platform at 2:00 sharp, pacing up and down their fucking luggage. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the train is not going to leave you. Or yesterday, we were coming home, literally runs off the plane, runs to the fucking baggage claim. Our bags aren't even there. You're such
a liar.
No,
she's literally lying right now. I'm not one of those people that runs off the plane or stands up first. I waited my turn. I walked calmly to the baggage claim, and my bag was there. Yours wasn't. Mine was. No. So I don't know what she's saying right now.
Because, we were there for maybe 2 minutes. Where are our bags? Where are our bags? And then all of a sudden, there was hers coming as, it would be. And then after that, she was happy. She was content. But then we had to wait for me and Haley's.
I have PTSD because with my bags. When I do not like to check a bag, I like to carry a bag on, because when it was my 21st birthday, I went to Vegas. And your 21st birthday, you're going to Vegas. I packed the cutest stuff that I wanted to wear, that I felt comfortable in. And the airline lost my fucking luggage. So I had to go to the mall and buy all new outfits for this whole weekend trip. So I'm just like get a little nervous.
Did you ever get your luggage back?
Yeah, I got it back like I think a week and a half after. And like thank goodness like the airline reimbursed me for like the stuff that I like needed to buy. So like that was nice, but the stress of that, like we weren't there on vacation for a long time. So having to like go spend like literally pretty much like my whole first day, because I literally needed everything. The only thing that I had were my shoes. Thank God, because those are like my favorite things in the world. I only had my shoes. I did not have underwear. I didn't have anything. I had nothing.
Yeah.
Besides high heels, which would cut it in Vegas.
Yeah, would cut it in Vegas, honestly.
But it was so bad.
Yeah.
And I can
only imagine.
So now I'm just like, whenever I check a bag, and I really don't check a bag. I usually shove everything I need in a carry-on. But I packed for this trip very last minute. So I just threw everything in a bigger bag. So I only had the option to check it. And that's why. I just get a little nervous that they're going to lose my stuff.
Yeah. I've had my baggage lost too, but they usually find it and send it back to you. But
I've never like knock on wood like lost it completely. Like it's always come back to me. But so now I put a little air tag in my luggage.
That's smart.
I'm literally psycho. Like I'll be sitting on the plane. I'm like, is my bag with me? Like I'll make sure it's like near me.
We should segue into
air tags on some stuff.
Oh no, you have to tell the earring story. Oh, penthouse in Vegas. You have a lot.
I'll just talk about these two really quick. My last two travel stories. One, make sure you watch your valuables when you are traveling. I had these really cute, nice earrings that were from my mom for my 25th birthday. And I set them by the sink. And nobody wants to confess to dropping them down the sink. But somebody definitely knocked them down there. Whether it be me or somebody else, I don't know. And I was crying because, like, my mom even was like, make sure you don't lose these. Like, these are good earrings. Like, they're for your 25th birthday, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever. Like, yeah, I'm going to bring them to Europe and stuff. I brought them, and they literally fell down the fucking sink. And bless my friends. I have the bestest friends in the whole world. They literally took apart the sink with their hands. Like, unscrewed the bolts with their hands, dug through like the dirty trap of the sink with their fingers. It smelled so fucking bad. Unfortunately, we didn't find the earrings, but my friends were really nice in trying to help me with the situation. But so don't bring anything valuable. And if you do bring anything valuable, don't bring it in the bathroom. That's probably not a good place for nice jewelry. Just in case, because you never know. We literally like called the hotel. We were like, where does this drain? Where does this drain lead to?
Like, underground.
I don't know. Like, why the fuck would we know that?
Yeah.
But it's okay. It was just earrings. Like, thank God it wasn't anything worse. But,
Yeah.
And then my last travel story, which was literally a fever dream. It was like a movie. We were in Vegas. Vegas is just like my best place.
I've never been. I really want to go to Vegas. Well, I've been to Vegas as an 8-year-old child. That doesn't count. But
you can't experience Vegas as an 8-year-old child. No, we were in Vegas for, I don't even know. And we like ended up meeting this group of guys, and whatever, like we wanted free stuff, so we were like, hey, hanging out with them, shooting the shot. And they were like,
shooting the shit.
Whatever. And we were like, whatever, everything. We were talking. And by the end of the day, they were like, oh, like you girls want to come out with us later tonight? And we were like, yeah, like they seemed fun. Like they seemed like a good time. They were like, oh yeah, like we have a table at this bar, but like you could come by our hotel room before to like pregame and then like come with us to like the club. And we were like, okay, cool. Like just like let us know like what time we should be ready and like give us your hotel room. They give us their hotel room number. We're getting ready, whatever. We go to their hotel room and we're all looking at each other like, oh shit, the elevator keeps going up, then up, then up, then up. And we're like, oh my God. Okay. we go into this fucking room. It's a penthouse.
Isn't it like
is giving
multiple floors?
Hangover penthouse. It was crazy. A movie room, a literal like fully stocked bar. This is like the craziest room I have literally ever seen.
It's not a room. It's a suite.
Well, yeah, it was a suite. Sorry. Quite literally a house.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. It was the penthouse at the Cosmopolitan. And
I wish.
I have never seen anything like this in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. And these guys were just like, hey, like... They're like, come back to our hotel room after. And we were like, okay.
They called it a hotel room.
And it's literally the penthouse. And we walk in and we're like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? We all like started like looking around. They were like showing us. Yeah. And it was crazy. There was like at least 10 plus bedrooms. It was so big.
I'm so jealous.
Their view, like the balcony view was crazy.
Imagine.
And like, you don't see balconies really in Vegas. Like, and they had one, and we were like, what is going on? Like, literally, where are we? Mm-hmm. What are we doing?
Did you guys get like escorted to the club by like?
Yeah. Then we went to the club with them, and they had like this table literally right next to the stage. And it was just so fucking crazy. And we got like escorted in there. Like, again, we didn't have to pay for anything. Thank you for being a woman. But it was just like insane. Like,
I that's my one thing that I want to like. I don't think that will ever happen again.
It was like so crazy. Level. And it was just like, it was like for a guy's bachelor party, and he like brought his dad was there too. Yeah. And oh my God, his dad was literally like so
a mafia
funny.
Boss.
Literally, he was a boss. Like, he brought like a hooker back to the room. Like, we saw like the hooker walk out, and we're like, hey, like, hi, how you doing?
I wonder how much she made that night.
Yeah, it was just like, what the fuck is going on? I was literally in a fever dream. Like, I kept thinking, like, am I really here? Like, is this happening? Like, what's going on? It was so much fun.
And
like to see that in person,
like that
like,
level
holy
of wealth.
Shit.
That's also like when you travel, you see a lot of people that are like really wealthy too, and it's just like how the other side fucking lives.
Where were we? In Cabo, at the table, the guys that we were with.
Oh yeah, Dubai princes. That's
just
like, their nickname for them.
Dropping literally thousands.
Like, they invited us to our table, just like bottle after bottle, the big ass fucking, what was it, the Don Julio, whatever, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, it was just, or no, that white and
like the pretty bottle of tequila.
It just like one after the other, and they're like, this is our bachelor for like our wedding. Like, it's like 500 people in Georgia. He was showing me like the venue. I'm like, what is going on? How do y'all make this much money?
We are not in the same tax bracket. Not even breathe the same air. I'm so confused.
Close, dude. Oh God, it's just crazy.
This is why it's important to travel. The people you freaking meet are crazy.
Yeah, and I love that for them. I really, truly do.
Yeah.
So, but moving on to some tips that we think are important for you guys to know, I guess. Or just things you kind of learn along the way is number one, the whole AirTag thing. I still don't have an AirTag, but I do need to invest in one.
Yeah, I think like even in like your wallet or something, or just like I don't know, in anything valuable. It's just nice to have. And they're like actually not, I think it's like $20.
Oh, really?
Like they're not that expensive. And it's
Did you get them from like Target or what?
Yeah, I got mine at Target.
Oh, okay. I need to get one like today.
Yeah, I got mine right before Europe, and it was so nice. And just like eased some of my anxiety.
Okay.
And I think it's definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, try as much food as possible. I know it might be a little scary to like go out of your comfort zone, especially with food, because like if you don't like it, but if you go to like even a different state or something, just try something new that's like very authentic to
that area,
the place that you're in, because that just helps with the overall experience.
Okay, that's a good one. I agree.
What else do you have?
For myself personally, definitely. So when it comes to like seats and stuff, if you're like in a flight that's under like 3 hours, it doesn't really matter where you sit. But like a long flight, I remember this was my worst nightmare. I was coming back from Thailand. So the flight was like 12 hours. I was stuck in the middle seat, guys. I know it's like easier.
Invest in a seat.
Invest in a seat. It really, really does make a world of difference. And I know like it could be by a couple $100s, but anything over like 4 hours, it's just, trust me, it's worth, unless you're sitting next to someone that you know.
Yeah.
So if it's like you're in the middle and you're next to someone you know, that's okay. But if you don't have anybody that you know, just pay that extra because you will be fucking miserable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Invest in a seat. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Also, just make sure you like know how to navigate the city that you're in or the country that you're in, whether that be like by your phone. Like sometimes, like especially when we were in Europe, they have like a better, more compatible mapping system for your phone. So we made sure to like download those apps before. We made sure to just like have that all set together, like train schedules, things like that for transportation. So it was a little bit easier once we got there. Also, if you have somebody that can like plan out really good things for your trip, I would highly recommend that. Quick little plug. One of our really, really good friends is a travel agent. And let me tell you, she's the freaking best. So if you need somebody to plan any of your trips, I highly suggest going with her. What is it? Cheyenne?
Keeping up. Hold on.
It's not keeping up with Cheyenne. It's like Wander Keep or something.
Sightseeing with Shy.
Oh, okay. That's her Instagram. Sightseeing with Shy. But she also like what is it?
She's a travel advisor, I think through Wander or something like that. But either way, like just reach out. Her Instagram.
We'll put it in the bio.
Yeah.
Her Instagram link because she is, and she knows her shit. She's done so many places and she's planned literally all of our trips that we've gone on like with her. And she's even planned some just like for my family too. And every single trip so far that she's done for us, like we've had the literal greatest time.
Yeah.
And,
so yeah, investing in a travel agent is also
and just recently, good. Like we went, Key West was also like partially for my mom's birthday and she had like champagne to the room and stuff. Aww. And she just like does those like little details that make your trip like a million times better and feel more personal. So I highly recommend using a travel agent, specifically Cheyenne.
Yes.
She's incredible.
She
knows her stuff.
She knows her shit. Like Italy, I showed up. I was that Venmo
yeah,
friend.
we're the Venmo friends.
Yeah,
we just show up and she really put out for us.
Yeah, she made sure we were entertained. So it was great.
And then I would just say one of the last things I have, well, there's two. On the plane, if I saw this on TikTok, if there's no like screen or no holder for your phone and you want to like watch something, you know, instead of having it down here and like straining your neck, you use the barf bag. You close part of the barf bag in your phone case. So you need a phone case. And then you like flip it over like the seat pocket where like the safety things are. And then I use like my hair clip, or you can like use anything to clip it. And it just like sits there like a TV. And you don't have to like hold your phone, or like if you like have it rested on the whatever, the tray table, it like moves. Like you can't, like you have to like set it up against like a can or something.
Yeah.
No, this was like literally the best hack that I've literally ever seen on TikTok. I use it now
all the time.
Yeah, like whenever there's not a barf bag in the back of my seat, I'm literally texting all my friends before we take off. I'm like, I need your barf bag. I actually need that. And then the last thing, I highly recommend this. I know maybe not everyone, I don't know, wants to do this or not, but for every trip that we go on, I make like a little video of just like the sights, and like I videotape just like little like very like short like second clips of things we're doing or the food we're eating or whatever, and then like compile that all into a big trip video. And I just highly recommend doing that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy spectacular. It's not. And it's just like so you can look back on it and like the memories. Like I always watch all the old ones that I have made, and they just make me so happy. And it's just, I think that that's a really good way just to, I don't know, remember your trips that you've had. Because sometimes it's hard to remember, like, everything you've done.
Yeah.
So
it really is.
I highly suggest doing that. And, like, I know it's annoying, but, like, take those pictures. Like, again, they don't have to be these Instagram posy pictures. Right. Like, you don't need that. Just, like, snap a picture every now and then. I'm so big on pictures and stuff and remembering those things. Like, it's not weird, you know, if you do that.
Right. No, I agree. And then I think you hit the most, for sure, the food thing. Try that out. Learn the navigation of wherever you're at, because it's important.
Sorry, I just thought of another one more. Try and, like, go to places that aren't very touristy. Like, I know, like, you see things on TikTok, like, that are highly recommended and stuff, like, which are so fun to go to because they're popular, but also, like, try and, like, get to know a local and ask them where to go. Because when we were in Barcelona, we, like, asked around, like, if we were sitting at a bar, we would say, like, oh, hey, like, where do you like to go? Like, what do you like to do out here? And as you're living here, and they told us some places, and that was literally the most fun places we went. Okay. So I highly suggest, like, reaching out to people that are there or whatever, and not, like, feeding so much into, like, oh, but I saw this on TikTok. Like, it's supposed to be really cool. Like, cool, but, like, everyone's been there. Like, experience something a little different and, like, actually experience the culture, because when those things are on TikTok or on social media, they become so, like,
overhyped,
touristy. And overhyped. So I highly suggest trying to reach out to people that actually live there and asking them what they like to do.
I agree. And then my little thing is, like, try to buy something little from wherever you're going.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I used to like to collect little statues and stuff, but I kind of grew out of that. So now I'm, like, kind of on, like, my coffee table books. They're, like, very simple, like, very, like, hyper focused on whatever we're doing. Like, for Alcatraz, it wasn't even for all of San Francisco specific to Alcatraz, but something just to, like, remember where you've been, or, like, a little postcard or something, just so you kind of can compile, like, a little box of memories.
When I was in Europe, every place that I went, I got, like, there were so many, like, street artists, so I got, like, a little painting of, like, a scenery or something that had to do with the town we were in, and I hung them all, like, up in a collage on my wall, and I just I love it. It's so cute. It's just, like, such a nice little thing to remember.
Or even, like, travel brochures or maps or whatever.
Yeah, literally anything. Like, it could be anything. I know Shy does postcards.
Yeah.
And that's so cute too, because then you don't have to, like, put those around. You can just, like, literally put them in a box somewhere.
Right.
It's still just as memorable.
Yeah. And then also, I guess we kind of touched on this, but talk to people when you're out.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Talk to people.
That's tough, but
yeah. And like I said, I feel like on vacation, especially if somebody's at the fucking bar having a good time, like, they'll talk to you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's always just fun to just meet.
Vacation vibes are the best. Like,
yeah.
Everything about a vacation is so good.
And always be polite. That's also another one. That's, like, it seems obvious, but especially if you're, like, in a different country, like, try to know their customs and their norms and adapt to that, because you don't want to be, like, that rude whatever. Not even American, but just rude tourist.
Just, like, rude person in general. Like, I like that one. That one's important.
So,
but so pretty much make sure you are traveling, whether that be an hour away from where you live or a day by plane, you know? Yeah. Like, do what you can to get out as much as you can, because it is so worth it, and you learn so much about this world and yourself, and it really is. I know, again, it sounds corny, but it's such a good experience. It's so beautiful. So make sure you do it.
I like, so one last segue. But no, I like how you said, like, through travel, you kind of, not that you're insignificant, but you just see how big the world is.
Yeah, it makes you take a step back and think, like about certain things. That,
It's like.
Yeah. That look exactly.
If you're listening, I just made a look. It's just because, like, you're kind of small compared to everything else, and that's okay. You know, your life is important, but there's a lot more to it.
It's comforting to know there's a lot more out there than what's
going on right here with you. Yeah. So
spiritual.
With that being said, Thank you.
Travel. Enjoy life. And we will see you in the next episode.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. No questions were submitted.
Boo.
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 So, submit questions.
Boo.